I think we spoke about like contrarian investing and how sometimes when a company is going, say bad news comes out about a company, an investor that I big up, Howard Marks, he gave a good example. What he was saying was that, say you have a company, before any news comes out, it's worth 10 billion. And then some bad news comes out. It could be fraud. It could be they get damaged or something. Like say there's a factory. They have like 3 different factories, 3 different locations. Each of them does about a third of the business. One of the factories gets burned or damaged, right? News comes out. Oh, yo, the fire. Oh my gosh. It's really bad. Yes, it's bad. A fire has happened. But say the company before was worth 10 million. As I said, a third of the business was coming from there. So it's almost like the stock sometimes, for example, could drop to, if depending on what's going on, people could be scared and people may say, yo, it's send the stock down to 3 million. So they're saying, hey, the company's worth 3 million. So yes, the value has dropped, but maybe it dropped from 10 million to 8 million or from 10 million to 5 million. So it's selling for 3 million. That actually is a time to buy.
Yeah.
Or could be a time to buy. So I guess I was trying to look at this and say, hey, is this really like a time to buy? Should I buy Jamaica Broilers? Because yes, this is bad, but is it, I mean, what price is it at now? I think $18.
Yeah.
So it was $40
$18 bad?
Beginning of the year. Is it $18 bad? Or maybe it's actually $20 bad. Maybe I buy it 18, sell it at 20. I don't know. I was looking at that. And then the other thing that they said.
That's a nice 10%.
Yeah, they spoke about tax credits. That was interesting. They even, I don't know if they should have said this, but I mean, they said it. This even said, so they were saying that the tax credits technically, I'm not an accountant, but my understanding of the tax credits is like, hey, a tax credit, how it works is that instead of you having to pay taxes, like say, just like we all have things like general consumption tax, income tax, companies also have to pay income tax, and their income tax, I think most people income tax, well, not most people, but some people in Jamaica, for example, could be paying 25% income tax. So you make $1 million, only 750K is yours. You have to pay out, the rest gets deducted or given to the government. It's almost like with a tax credit. Say you had a tax credit of 250K. If you got a salary worth $1 million, you would actually get the $1 million if you had a tax credit. So instead of them taking that tax, it's almost like a waiver to say, hey, you don't have to pay that tax. You actually get to keep that money.
Yeah.
That's how I understand a tax credit works.
Yeah, that's how I understand it to work too.
Yeah, so they were saying that based on their estimates,
it cuts the tax bill, so it just cuts how much you have to pay in taxes. Yeah.
So they were saying that I think it's up to possibly 30 billion in tax credits.
Yeah, right.
And they're saying like possibly, say they even realized a third of it, that could be $10 billion that they could save. They're saying that they still have to do stuff, like they mentioned stuff with like the IRS and having to go, I don't know how long something like this takes, but I'm like, hey, if I was like a tax accountant, I could look at that and say, wait, for things like this, usually actually wouldn't take that long. Or actually even that 30 billion, the 10 billion is quite conservative. In a situation like this, I think they could get 20 billion. So then you could be like, hey, while everyone is scared thinking that Jamaica Broilers is dead, you could be just buying up your broiler shares saying, hey, it's bad, but it's not $15 bad. It's $20 bad. And I'll buy it at 15, sell at the 20. I don't know. What you thought?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I think that would do.
Do you agree that I should buy?
No, I agree with the tax credit situation.
So I should sell?
Fact that it can be I think that it can be a good thing for, well, not just the company, but also investors too, because they said it would still just be a fraction of that 30 billion. But hey, if a fraction is a third, that's not bad. Having an additional 10 billion just show up is kind of nice.
A small 10 billion.
Yeah, just out of your wallet. Just give me a
like
small
a 10 billion, bro.
Nothing serious. I'll pay you back.
No balance sheet can handle it, bro.
Chop. I think though, like, there are a lot of reasons why I was considering buying broilers, and still I'm considering, because all of this is still very fresh, like very
just
fresh.
Full disclosure, we may own shares in any of these companies. I mean, currently I don't own shares, but I can't say.
Hey, this is not going to release till when? Tomorrow? We're releasing this tomorrow. We have a whole trading day to release this. So let's see. So that's the thing. It might actually be a bargain at these prices when you meds it.
Because I was just
So,
thinking, like, you could be buying now, while
mhm.
I think people are kind of scared. I don't know what, based on what I'm seeing. Like, look at some of the headlines. If I type in Jamaica Broilers, you were reading the articles. Aren't a lot of those headlines really bad and
Yeah,
like scary,
yeah.
and would make me like say, "Oh, yo, they're gonna let me pull this, I'll pull it up."
And it's probably their worst crisis. I don't know if they've had a worse crisis.
Yeah,
And
I don't.
look at the underlying numbers; they're profitable
Uh
for the year.
huh.
Like, imagine if
Uh,
that was a normal year, bro. Like,
mm-hmm.
you even saw what their profits were like Q1 last year, and they're up over
Mm-hmm.
400% profits.
Mm-hmm.
You
How much of
know,
that was cash though? I don't know if it was. I have to check.
true. Yeah, true. I
Um,
could check the cash.
but yeah, I was saying, like, look at some of these articles. These don't really sound nice and make me love Jamaica Brothers. They say this makes
They
me like,
don't.
oh no, it's gonna explode. So
Yeah.
JBG defends forensic inaction in US probe.
Mm-hmm.
JBG weighs exit from US meat business after $46 billion in fraud. This one, Jamaica Broilers privacy defense under fire as auditors flag incomplete probe. JBG crisis deepens. You know, this is, I mean, it's very serious, but I feel like this would make me very scared. You know,
Yeah.
if I didn't know what was going on, I just see a loss. The article says that, the headline says that. Maybe I don't even have time to read the article and just sell my shares and whatever price is selling on the market. You know,
Real.
maybe I bought shares at $10 or $5. So me selling at 15, I'm happy with that. I'm like, oh, I'm up X percent. I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Meanwhile, this could go 25 next week.
Uh,
Yeah, it's highly
I wouldn't
unlikely.
say next week. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely not next week. Highly unlikely.
Yeah.
But I don't see it.
Yeah.
I could see it
I
going
guess.
from $18 to $20.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I
definitely
was just
could see
thinking
that.
like say if you bought now,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be more. The plan would be to sell maybe when, for example, the next report they tell you, they legally have to tell you this is. I think the report is due. Report period ends is October, so then mid-December. So that's, yeah, it's like a month away, and they could technically drop it early or they could drop it late. But say within the next month they could report, and then maybe people feel more comfortable when they say, oh, say they do a profit and the balance sheet now looks better, and then maybe they put out a notice. So one of the things I'd say has been at least good about them, they've been putting out a lot more. They've been putting out a lot of notices, like giving you updates and things like that. They're trying to handle. It's a really tough situation what they're going through, and I think they're trying to handle it as best as possible. At least from, I guess, my side looking out.
Yeah.
Could be that they'll put a. I suspect they'd put out a notice about the whole debt or loan restructuring that you're speaking about. So okay, the people that they
Mm-hmm.
owe money to now, they have a discussion with them and say, hey, give us some more time, da da da, and then they say, hey, we've now restructured this. This is a lot more better. Maybe they'll do more investor briefings,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
And remember, they also
and
have support
maybe they sell
from.
the US, maybe they sell the meat side, and then they say, hey, the X billion Jamaica Broilers, they'd have to put out a disclosure for that.
Yeah, they would have
Jamaica
to.
Broilers makes $3 billion in profits from sale of US side or something, and you know, I think there
Agreed.
could be like a positive view for that,
No,
and so it's like, hey,
there are a lot more things, because even right now, as I said, and we've discussed them having their
mm-hmm,
own strategy to rebound and so on. Like, they've been doing a lot of things to fix up itself. The core operations are still profitable, and they
mm-hmm,
even grew during the cleanup and so on. And there are a lot of good signs that they're doing things. And even when I think about support, right? I think that they will get support from a lot of like financial institutions and so on, because it's broilers. It's a blue chip stock, it's
mm-hmm,
best dressed chicken, like major bank
mm-hmm,
stakeholders and so on. I'm pretty sure they've given leniency and support and stuff like that. And I don't
mm-hmm,
think the government even wants broilers to fail, right? I don't think the government would risk food security and jobs and things like that, because it's a whole
mm-hmm,
it's agricultural industry, it's a poultry industry. You get me?
mm-hmm,
So I still think that it, it's hard. You know, people. There's a saying that it's hard to kill a listed company. It's hard for a listed company to die. But broilers
Mhm.
specifically,
Do
I think there are
do
too many
companies ever
people.
really die,
Some companies
or they
die,
just change?
or some get suspended for so long you forget about them. But some
Mhm.
companies die too, you know. And
Mhm.
but for broilers specifically though, I don't know, man. Like you
Mhm.
speak about the contrarian investor and so on, and
Mhm.
so you know, I think right now just so many investors are like scared of JBG, which I
Mhm.
mean, yeah, that's for me
Mhm.
when future returns can be greatest, you know, like, and if it executes its plans, if we
Mhm.
continue seeing positive earnings, imagine if they announce a dividend sometime next year. Like, imagine if things turn around and they're ahead of
Mhm.
schedule and they're like, oh, I think we can probably
Mhm.
go back to regular dividends again.
Mhm.
A lot
Mhm.
of those catalysts could drive the stock up
Mhm.
significantly from these lows. And then when I think about even the top 10, look at Mr. Berry. Look how much money Mr. Berry put into broilers, right?
Mhm.
This man will. I'm pretty sure this guy is probably thinking, now is also the time to buy. And I have to start thinking like those kind of guys. You get me? Because
Mhm.
I want to be very rich one day. So let's see.